But I did want to speak a little bit about Peel Police and why it's particularly hard on Mississauga. Now, Peel Police actually only polices Brampton and Mississauga. It does not police Caledon. Brampton and Mississauga's population is about the same now, 50-50 almost. In fact, some days Brampton's a bit bigger than Mississauga. But we pay 62% of the police budget, and Brampton only pays 38% of the police budget. We should be paying 50% of the police budget. So that extra 12% that we pay is costing us, it's costing you, and it's costing me.
Of course, 12% is a large number when you're talking about a large budget.
Yeah, so, by my calculation, it's somewhere between $70 to $100 million extra that our property taxpayers are paying because we subsidize Peel Police. That's the first. The second thing that a lot of people don't understand is the Peel Police budget is not set by councillors. It's set by the police board. And then the police board comes and presents it to council. And at council, we can either say yes to the whole budget or no to the whole budget. What I cannot say is, oh, can you reduce salaries by this? Or can you only hire 150 officers instead of 175? I can't do that. Either you say to the whole budget yes or whole budget no. If we were to say no to the whole budget, then it goes to arbitration. So it's out of our control. So you can see how little control we actually have on the police budget. But it is the biggest chunk of our property taxes, right? So that's a real challenge when you're trying to reduce property taxes and keep them.
And do you think it's in that increase in cost, is that driven by the level of crime? Obviously, I mean, assuming if you need more headcounts to manage security and safety for the public, yes, that means there is an issue there that we're trying to address.
Absolutely, there is absolutely.
And how is that divided from a statistics point of view? Like, I have the right to ask, I guess. Yeah. How is this from a statistics point of view? Mississauga as a town or as a city versus Brampton and the region of Peel in general, are they equal as well, like in terms of their statistics for crime?
I think that is a very tricky question. I don't have hard data to support that as to who has more or less crime, and I'm not even sure that you want to go down that route because it might change from year to year. I would be happy with the 50-50, like our population base. So our populations are almost 50-50. Let's share the police budget 50-50. That would take a huge burden off the Mississauga taxpayer.
Why do I feel like the amalgamation of the two regions is a burden? Why do I feel that?
You're right. You're right to feel that because the Mississauga taxpayer is paying more than the others, proportionately more.
So if it's not working, why continue down that road?
Because it's not our choice.
It's a provincial thing?
Yeah, so it's either has to be unanimous where Brampton, Caledon, Mississauga, all three say, hey, we're getting divorced, or it's up to the province. But what Mississauga cannot do is unilaterally leave the region.
Okay, got it. Anything else we should highlight on the budget, Councillor?
So I've spoken a lot about why our taxes have gone up, and I've tried to break it down. 75 million police budget, about 35 million and change is wage increases at the region of Peel, and then about 10 million in underfunding from the province and federal government. These are the three that jump out for me. And then we're increasing some services, and so that comes to about 150 million. But what can we do to reduce our taxes? Like, that's the real issue. And I want to say this, I've been thinking a lot about it. And what we really need to do is the same old is not working. Let me explain to you how our budget works, right? So we get these big fat budget binders, and then we have about 3 weeks to 4 weeks in which we deliberate, and then we try to find savings. The problem, Robin, is that it's almost like a baked cake, right? It's like somebody brings a cake that's fully baked with a little bit of powdered sugar on top and says, Dipika, take the calories out. The only calories I can take out from that baked cake is the little icing on top. But the eggs, the butter, the flour, it's all baked in. I can't take it out. And that's the way the budget is. Like, it's really hard after the entire budget's been built to start to try and pull pieces out. And as councillors, we don't have that behind the curtain information, right?